Good morning. So I am being cyberbullied right now. I have the windows closed. Um, it's like they've dialed into the loudspeakers, um, or some kind of police resource because you can hear it outside. These cyberbullies. It's 5:30 in the morning. They've been waking me up for over an hour. Their communication is morning, noon, and night. I don't know if it's people from the nursing home, but I know that they were involved. It wouldn't give me any information about what was happening. I don't know what to do because apparently the chief of police, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, is aware of it. I have the emails to prove that. And law enforcement has not been helpful. They haven't done anything. They haven't looked into anything. I was trying to get a bunch of help, and police didn't do that. Apparently there's a couple YouTubers that are involved in what's happened. They were looking for easy targets and takedowns. And the thing that's really upsetting is that they keep talking about how they abused my mom. So my mom was in long-term care and I wanted to have her room monitored. And these former friends that were causing problems that are not financially stable, they are always causing problems. Were causing me issues over a gentleman I was targeted over for several years. And they keep talking about how they abused my mom, what my mom would say. They're copying how my family would talk, like the people, like my family. But it's really disgusting because they defamed my character, saying that I was, imagining these things were happening, and there was threats about Bitcoin. Somebody watching my YouTube channel, I had a disclaimer on, and someone's abusing me on the head. So they've been abusing me all morning. They've been shocking me. They're using some kind of technology that hurts your nervous system. And they keep doing it. They do it morning, noon, and night. There's constant communication. And this has been going on for a while. So they've been trying to make me financially destitute. They just wanted to see what I would do. Well, I'm going to sue the crap out of you is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on the news. And I'm going to charge you and sue you for your home, your vehicle, your assets, whatever I can, for costing me a bunch of time and money with my mom and my own children. They also came into the house and stole. They're trying to stop me from having them investigated and charged for fraud. There's been fraud. But what's really bothersome is that I'm hearing, like, there has to be an investigation done because these people are bragging about my mom's communication, how she would respond when she was getting a needle or getting medical treatment, or how she would be frustrated. And they would be antagonizing her, lying to her, making calls to the nursing home. And they've cost us a fortune. It's a massive security and privacy breach. It's a massive, it's a threat that somebody would have this technology. They were looking for easy targets and takedowns, and I remember somebody saying that I think they were using YouTube people or a platform or a digital marketing company. But my house was illegally compromised. They cost me a fortune. They tried to discredit me with my mental state, which doesn't even make sense, because any person that has a problem, I don't have one. I had to be screened for that. It's abuse. I had to be screened more than once, and the police didn't do anything. And you don't need to have a mental health problem to have a crime committed against you and to have your Charter of Rights and your human rights and civil rights honored. That has nothing to do with what's going on with me and my Jeep. And they keep communicating about how they abuse my mom. There was mentions of RICO crimes. There was a call on my phone. Apparently somebody was crossing the landline. I had a landline and my cell phone. And there was communication on it using some kind of technology, so they would communicate on the phone. and like interrupt my conversation with my family and threaten my mom and say things to her like I didn't want her to come home, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants you to come out of the nursing home. They've wasted a bunch of time and resources, but I'm trying to get this to Brian Enton. I'm trying to get a full investigation. I still haven't heard from the King's Court Bench of Alberta. I've sent several emails. Nothing's been done. I have emails from police saying the chief of police is aware of the situation. Sorry, I'm just waking up because they keep hitting me on the head, hitting me on the legs. And like I said, I had plans for my life to have a surrogate, and I'm still trying to get there as soon as possible. And they keep doing this continuously. They abuse me on the ovaries. They use some kind of vibrational technology. They were stalking me around the city. They were stalking my elderly aunt in the United States first and causing problems. And they just said that's not even the truth. And you can just hear them communicating. But my landlord probably feels that this is probably the neighbors in the condo communicating. It's so loud. My other roommates have made reference to it. They sync phones as well. They're syncing iPhones illegally. So I need help getting this to a news station if possible. One in the States, my aunt was American. There needs to be a full investigation done with a bunch of wills and estates. But also, they're trying to stop me from reporting what's happened, and that's why probably I have no views and no communication. I'm viewing my own channel. But that will be more evidence about what's gone on. And they're in this house with kids and they use this technology. They don't even care. They also talk to you and communicate in the bathroom and shower. Like, it's going to embarrass me that this person is sick mentally. The investigation needs to go on because these people keep saying things about my mom and things that I recognize that she would say or has done in the past when she's been frustrated, antagonized, or she's been getting, like I said, medical treatment that she didn't want, or maybe there was a nurse that didn't have kid gloves kind of thing, or was always kind of aggressive and abusive. These people are way out of line, and they are all accessories and accomplices to this. So, you know, they don't seem to care. This is the other fascinating thing about this group of individuals. They don't care that they're going to jail for life. They don't care that they do things where their civilians are. Also that they put something with my Wi-Fi in the Jeep, and there was a tarot card reader that was involved in that. Also 2 double screens using some kind of digital marketing company, tormenting a senior citizen in a long-term care facility. They're not even scared for their own families once it gets on the news, and they should be. They should be, and their friends that they got involved. They don't seem to care that they're going to be facing life in prison. I don't know that they'll make it in prison. I don't think that they'll live in prison, especially once I plan on getting it on I'm going to give every single detail of everything that's ever happened. But that's the interesting thing. Then they also talk about other people that I know in this group of people that they've used that have a cognitive delay problem. Like, they're a little bit, they're not all there, so they want to blame another person, or some female has been involved and the boyfriend wants to take the blame for it, or they want someone to have someone else do it, and I'm not letting that happen either. They're using all kinds of illegal technology, which is massive. It's a threat, actually, to our national security for someone to be mentally ill like this and to have the access that they have. It's also a very sick person that would allow this to go on and for the duration of time that it has. But yeah, they just shocked me on the eyebrow. So they're shocking me constantly. They use heat sensor. They do something to make me feel like I have pressure on my head, pressure on my shoulders. They did this in my house. Tons and tons of abuse. And it would be morning, noon, and night. And sometimes it would be all weekend they would do it. And I'm putting it on YouTube because YouTube is a platform where there's a lot of people talking about seniors abuse and different kinds of things like that. News stations, news stations. Brian Enton covers all kinds of stuff on his channel. He's allowed to talk about whatever's going on. Everybody's allowed to do that because they have those platforms. And also, I'm using this for evidence, and these kids are waking me up. They need to be in welfare and child social services. They're not monitored properly. They're not in a proper environment. They want me to be penniless. They enjoy stalking me around the city. They're doing it with other civilians around. And I'm not letting them out of it. But if anybody can help me get in touch with somebody like News Nation or CNN or Anderson Cooper, or even I had a cassette recording of Keith Morrison speaking to him on the phone. But they're also using police technology, so they have the ability to call themselves using your phone number. They have the ability to block and stalk you with, or get on. They keep retaining my phone number because they have the house, my location. Then they have the devices where I'm entering the new phone numbers, and I'm suing for all of it. Especially my kids. Alberta law says that you alter somebody's life in a way that's irreversible. It's jail time. I think I've also witnessed perjury of the court, which is 14 years in Alberta. But these people know what they've done. They know the situation I'm in. They know I'm waiting to go home. They know that I am waiting to continue to do things. I have plans for my life. My mom was talked into something, I don't know what, and turned against me. She was lied to. They also did this with my aunt. And then they would miss her bus trip, so they're shocking me on the ankle right now repeatedly and hurting me. They also did things like mess up the trips. My mom was in a wheelchair because she was bedridden. She was 90 pounds and legally blind, so they were targeting her at her long-term care facility, using the smartphones, doing links to access the camera on the phone, and then also to access the cameras on smart televisions. Police have been aware of this, and they've done nothing, and I think it's really disgusting that I've had to go through this. I also took evidence, and they said it was my mental health. So I've been abused with mental health because I was screened by a physician for 30 years. He's been doing this. There's nothing wrong with me. Then they also made my menstrual cycle start for like 30 days, and they would tell me that they're going to abuse me right now. And would start abusing me. They put vibrational technology on my ovaries. They're doing it now. They sit there and listen to me and talk to me in the toilet. It's supposed to be demeaning to me. It's actually demeaning to that. You wouldn't catch me watching somebody in the toilet, but there are weird people like that, pedophile type, weird, bizarre people. So I am posting this on YouTube. I'm hoping that some content creators or somebody can help me get in touch with YouTube. I sent an email using my YouTube channel to YouTube, letting them know that there's something wrong. But if it's all blocked and they're using a digital marketing company, or they have me blocked, somebody has got access to me that I don't want them to have, and they don't have permission to use my phone or my internet or my resources to communicate with other people. I don't know if they're selling drugs. I don't know what they're into, but they're not allowed to use my stuff, and they need to compensate me for all the resources I paid for with my network server, with my networking company, and for all the broken contracts. They need to pay me for the mortgage. They need to pay me for my bills that got behind. They need to pay me for the damage that they did to my vehicle. They need to pay me for the stuff that they stole from my house. They need to pay me for pain and suffering to me, for wasting my time and money, my savings, my mother's money, for blocking resources, for blocking internet searches when I was trying to shop or do something. They're not allowed to do that. And they're not allowed to make decisions for other people. I don't know where this person is mentally unstable and mentally ill. They got some notion in their mind that they're going to come in and make changes. I think it was a Sagittarius that was doing that. And this Sagittarius has a problem coming to them. You don't make decisions for other people that you don't have to live with the consequences for. And you're going to jail. RICO crimes, having my other elderly family sitting at the bottom of a well, echoing sounds that they were freezing outside or being kidnapped. There was threats and blackmail to me about my mom being kidnapped. They just did something to my vision. Every household that knows that they've got a son or daughter involved in this, a spouse involved in this that didn't turn them in, I will press charges and sue and look for legal compensation. Anybody that has a friend that's involved, you've made them responsible because I'm not letting you out of it. Cyberbullying is usually quite a few people. And I'm sick and tired of being inconvenienced and stressed and this person wasting my time and money. I will be going back on YouTube because I enjoy it. And I'll get some very good security, but also so that I can do readings for other people without breaching their confidentiality and privacy. And so they have woken me up. They want me to be stressed. They want me to have the things that I don't. They want me to be without everything. They wanted me to have Christmases without everything. Affected my income, targeting me around the city, calling my employer, targeting me over a man. For the people that have like a daughter that knows me, that's my age, you didn't turn your kids in, you don't care about your grandchildren, you don't care. Because you won't be having, you're not mentally stable to have young kids, minors, or the vulnerable in your care. And I'll be coming to you legally for the money. So this abuse is ongoing. I've been trying to sleep. They like waking people up. They're very disrespectful. I don't feel bad. You've wasted about, this is 2019 or earlier, they were on the Wi-Fi. I've got cassette recordings that I had to record of police and the amount of times that were called here to protect the family here. Then we've got a Calgary girl that was cognitively impaired. They're bragging about how they communicated to her with this technology and scared her and threatened her. She was very rattled the last time that she was seen and she was found. She's dead. She was actually, her remains were found 2 months ago. I have a lot of emails here saying that the chief of police of Calgary knows what's going on. I kept asking for her to be notified because it makes her look terrible. But also, my civil rights, my human rights, and my charter of rights have been completely stepped on. And there's been a lot of fraud. There's been identity theft. There's been somebody trying to keep me quiet from reporting what's going on so that they're not getting into trouble and facing jail time and everything else involved. So I just wanted to leave that message. Have a good day.